Hello and good evening. Today's daily video task topic is about pharmacovigilance overview. In this video, I will cover or I will provide an overview of pharmacovigilance, uh, various terminologies of pharmacovigilance, and concepts of various concepts of pharmacovigilance. Now, what is pharmacovigilance? Pharmacovigilance, it is the science or activities related to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of any adverse adverse effect or other drug-related problems. The pharmacovigilance or PV is directly related to the safety of the drug or medical products. Now there is another terminology called uh, vaccine pharmacology. It means the science or activities which is related to the detection, assessment, and understanding and communication of the adverse effect or of the any adverse effect related to the immunization or immunization and vaccination is called vaccine pharmacology. Now the concept of day zero. The concept of day zero, also called IRD, that means initial receipt date or awareness date. It is the original date on which the report of adverse event or effect is first received by the market authorization holder or received by the regulatory authority. It is the date on which organization were first become aware of a case report which has the minimum and valid criteria is called the concept of day zero. Now, what are the minimum valid criteria for reporting an adverse event? There are four minimum valid criteria that must be considered while reporting or for reporting an adverse event. There are four. That is, there are four. First one is an identifiable patient. It includes in identifiable patient. It includes the demographic information uh, related to the patient. That is, name of the patient, weight, gender of the patient, age of the patient. The second criteria is an identifiable reporting source. It includes the contact information or information about the person who has reported the ADR. Now, the third criteria is suspect medical product. It includes the medical product drug information, doses of the drug, or and route of administration. And fourth criteria is the it must include one at least one adverse event. Now, what is adverse event? It is an unintended or untoward medical occurrence in a patient or clinical or while in clinical investigation who has administered a medical product and which does not necessarily has to have causal a causal relationship with the treatment. Now, what uh, the definition of adverse drug reaction is adverse drug reaction ADR is an unwanted, unintended medical occurrence or the symptoms in a patient who has administered a medical product and it has the causal relationship with the medical treatment drug. Now, solicited reports. The solicited report, it is the information that is acquired or it includes adverse reports. These reports are received from the various patient support programs, disease management programs, and other health campaign programs by getting the feedback from the customer. It is an organized type of report sources. Now there is another type of is that is spontaneous reporting. It is also called voluntary reporting. It is an unsolicited, that is unorganized communication with the regulatory authority by a consumer or healthcare professional to report the case of any adverse event. Now, the seriousness criteria of the adverse event or effect are: the serious event can be called when which it leads to first, uh, effect event which leads to result in death. Event second, event which is life threatening. Third, which requires hospitalization. Fourth, which causes prolongation of hospitalization. Fifth, event which causes effect which causes persistent or permanent disability. And sixth, which causes the congenital anomaly or birth defect. Or seventh, it is considered serious when it is medically significant. So there are top types of forms. There are two types of forms. First one is voluntary forms, and second is mandatory forms. Voluntary forms provided by the regulatory authorities for the HCP and non-HCP to report any adverse event directly to the regulatory authority. Example of these forms will are in USA, MedWatch 3500 uh, and 3500B is voluntary form. Now, mandatory form, it is the compulsory form, reporting form, which is submitted by the market authorization holder or pharmaceutical company, which is submitted to the regulatory authority. The form example of these form are MedWatch 3500A and CIOMS, that is CIOEMS. It is the worldwide acceptable form.